The Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf is an LLC that I formed in 2012 to do course design, event management, and instruction for disc golf. I've either been the sole designer or the lead designer or a collaborator on 15 disc golf courses in Western Pennsylvania and West Virginia and now Ohio. The more you can tell yourself positive things, the less chance you have, less space there is in your head to let in the doubts and the second thoughts. Disc golf course design is both an art and a science, and I've had almost 30 years of experience designing courses, playing courses. Professional course designer, I think, is a very valuable use of a park's budget in order to create a course that's challenging for multiple levels of play, both championship level and recreational, that's safe and sustainable. It's something that can be improved and last for a long time. Thanks for watching, and if you want to contact me about disc golf course design or event management or instruction, you can reach me at gripitandripitdiscgolf.com.
And welcome back to another episode of Disc Golf Examiner. Today we are at Scenic Vista in Lisbon, Ohio to cover the first ever Scenic Vista Challenge. I'm joined today by Maria Montano. Maria, how are you doing?
I'm good. Excited to see this lead card action of the FPO card.
Yeah, and this course is just a brand new course. Gary actually put it in about a year ago. It's definitely something a little bit different. It's not too far from us out there in Pittsburgh. And I want to say a very special thank you to our sponsor for today's event, Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf LLC. If you'd like to see more coverage like this, support us on Patreon. Link in the description. We had a lot of people show up for the event from all over, all the way from Columbus. We had a few West Virginians, and of course us out here in PA. And maybe even a few people from New York, if I'm not mistaken.
And Dena, who's going to be on this card, is actually from Colorado. She's out here visiting, so we're excited to see her.
Absolutely, yeah. Dena in from out of town. So excited to cover these three. We have Kristy Moore at even right now. Rachel Wiegand in the lead at 7 under. And following behind her is Dena Slattery from Denver, Colorado at 1 under. So there's a 6-stroke lead on the card, but we also do have yourself and Lori Merriman on a second card playing it out for a close 3rd place there.
2 strokes from 2nd place to 5th place.
Absolutely. So we're going to start off on hole number 1. It's a par 3. It's 267 feet, and this is tightly wooded hole on the course. There aren't a lot of clear lines. There's a few there, but there's really 2 that I've seen. You can either go to the left there and have your disc go right, or you can go to the right side and hopefully your disc will hook up and not hit a tree. As Rachel is going to go on the left side here. Tree's going to correct her disc a bit, but she's going to end nice and straight. She'll have a look at the basket.
Yeah, that's a great little shot. She threw a little turnover. Dena's taken the other line, the little hyzer. A little bit tighter over there on the right-hand side, but if you get it to finish right where she did, you have a good open look at the basket.
And Kristy here taking that right side as well, taking a lower route, and that's going to pay off for her, I think. She's going to be real close to the basket, within putting range for sure.
Yeah, this is really where most of the open women are going to finish. It's a tough reach for us to get to this pin from that location.
And Rachel going to have a good run at it there. She'll have an easy drop in for par.
Dena's just outside of the circle here. Hopefully she gives this a good run.
Oh, yeah, close. Kristy here actually a lot further than I thought too. But oh, looks like she's going to go a little bit long there with her putt.
She's just right on her putt. Dena coming back for her 3. Great putt.
And Kristy for her par here.
Oh, off the basket. That's a rough way to start.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate just hitting the top of the basket there.
It's like 1 inch away from
just
par.
right there.
Yeah.
And Rachel going to tap in for her par. So we'll go ahead and move on to hole number 2. It's a par 3. It's 330 feet. You play from the wooded area to an open field. So it's pretty much a straight shot here. You don't really have anything too much in your way, I would say.
Yeah, it's a great, easy, just put a hyzer out there and hope to get it, in the circle so you have a good look at it too. Excited to see Rachel on this lead card. She's bumped up from amateur to play in the open division here today.
Yeah, Rachel's been in a lot of tournaments in the area, and she's going to go with that Sky Hyzer there. She's going to be a ways down there. She has quite a cannon.
Yeah, she does. So Dena's an ultimate player. So she's starting to play a little bit more disc golf. Was out here to watch the Indianapolis 500 and decided to play some disc golf while she was in the area.
Nice. And Kristy here is going to give this a nice rip right out to the right. Let it ride back. And I think she's long there.
It looks long and left. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's the camera doesn't show, but it's fairly downhill. So it's easy to go long and it's easy to have something hyzer out to the left.
Dena here from outside the circle, going to give that a good run. Oh, right off the bottom of the basket.
It's a good run.
And Rachel here is probably about 40 feet out.
We're dealing with a little bit of a headwind coming out into the open area, so she's putting right into this headwind.
Giving it a good run. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little shy there. And Kristy's going to give this a good run. Kristy likes to play real fast, so I didn't get a chance to jump out of the way this. Luckily, it didn't hit me or anything, but yeah.
She had a good chuckle over it.
Yeah. She was yelling at me, "Look out!" And there she'll bang her putt. You see, she plays real fast. Like she sets up her shot, boom, she's throwing it.
No 30 seconds for her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rachel.
Oh, no.
That's an unfortunate start.
Yeah. Luckily, she did have that 6-stroke lead here in the beginning. But she's going to give one up here to Kristy and Dena. So, hole 3 is a par 4. It is 456 feet. And this one plays an open field to a slightly wooded area. I'd say it's pretty open there.
It's fairly open. The green is pretty fast. So you want to skip it a little short of the pin and have it slide up towards the basket.
Dena just checking her shot. I think you guys were ahead of them.
Yep.
And they wanted to make sure you were clear. Dena with a great rip here. Wow, that's just riding out.
You can definitely see that ultimate background helping her get that extra distance on her drives.
Absolutely. Kristy with another good rip here, playing a flex shot here. I believe that's one of her Renegades. She swears by the Renegade. She has 2 of them in her bag, and she said probably a good 80% of her shots are with the Renegade.
You really want to get up to those bushes that you see right there. There are past, and you're in a good spot to really give it a chance for a 3.
And Rachel's going to be up there to the left. She'll have an easy entrance there towards the basket. Dena's going to have to play over this small little spruce tree, I believe, that's in front of her. And she'll be down there. She should have a putt from there. But some of those branches do lean down a little bit. You just got to watch out for them.
Nice little forehand from Kristy. Great, skipped it right up, right near the basket in the circle. That's a great approach shot from Kristy.
And Rachel gonna have a nice open shot here towards the basket. Just gonna power one down there, and a little bit of a skip. Now that's a kind of a strange spot to be in because you do have those branches, like I said, leaning down.
Yeah, that's where I finished, and I did not have a great look at the basket.
Oh, Dena gonna be a little off to the right on her putt, but she should be able to have that comebacker. And Rachel going to a kneeling putt here. We'll see if it pays off for her. She is probably about 25 feet. And
That's a great putt.
nails it. Wow. Great birdie. Kristy with the birdie as well.
The thing I really liked about this course from the open women's standpoint is the par fours were really reachable for us. It felt good to have birdie chances before we open up to some of these really long open bomber holes. It was great to have some opportunities to play aggressive and get some birdies on the board.
So hole 4 is a par 4, and it is 402 feet. I wouldn't. This one is mostly dogleg right here around this group of trees you'll see ahead of Kristy as she gives a nice toss, nice little flex out, and that's going to be right where you want to be.
Give her a good look at the basket, really setting up your shot. So you want to get past that that forest on the right and stay out of it.
Rachel playing a low flex shot, and that's not going to come out of that. It looks like it. Now the grass is a little bit high there, so it probably got caught in that particular location.
She'll definitely have a tricky upshot, but Dena, great play, finished out to the left there. Give her a wide open look at the basket. And here's Dena setting it up. It looks like she's got a little mid-range or a putter upshot to the basket. Probably looking at around 200, 250 feet from here.
And it was a little squishy in there, I remember, too.
Squishy and uneven ground made it a little bit difficult to feel good on your feet.
And it looks like this is maybe a little bit right, a little long there. We'll see how close she is there in a moment. Kristy playing a nice hyzer shot. That is coming in. Looks like long. Wow.
Looks a little long, but she should have a look at a putt from there. Rachel looks like to be finishing out left. Long jump putt. And Dena definitely finished long.
Yeah, wow.
She went way long. So it is a little downhill once you crest the basket.
Ooh,
That's a great run.
Yeah, that was real close. And Kristy here from outside the circle as well. It looks like she's going to give it a jump putt and right off the top.
Oh. She gave that a really good shot. And Rachel had a really good approach shot to give herself a chance for the three.
Should be just outside the circle here for Rachel. And boom. Birdie.
Great putt.
Yeah.
Her putting has come a really long way
over
the past year or so.
It's been great to see her come out to tournaments and see her progress. It's really been great. And everybody else will pitch in for their pars. Go ahead and move on to hole 5, which is a par 3. It is 236 feet. And this one is tightly wooded, but you can throw out to the open field on the left if you so choose. But you do have a lot of trees to deal with in either location, really.
Yeah, it's a tricky shot. The forehand up the middle also works really well. But a lot of folks are going to go with something that's going to finish left. That way, if you dump out in the field, you got to look at the basket.
Rachel's going to have a great shot up there, and unfortunately, Kristy's going to clip a tree and kick out into that field. We'll see if she's going to have an open shot from there. Dena going to end up hyzering out into that field. there is an open shot out there towards the basket that you can play up towards.
That's really if you're going to go for your 3, that's what you want to do.
Oh no, and Kristy on her second shot is going to clip a tree branch.
You get into that mess early, and it's really hard to get up and down for your 3. And you see Dena, she just played it safe, finished wide open in this field, and now has a wide open look at the basket from there.
Yeah, a little breezy out this day. It's just starting to get warm, about 80 degrees. So you can see how the wind is just affecting Dena's hair there, and now her disc as she throws up towards the basket.
Putting into that headwind, you got to get that nose up to get it up the hill. That's a tricky shot.
And Rachel with a great upshot there, playing it safe. Kristy banging a putt from outside the circle up that hill.
That's a huge save for a 4.
And Dena here on the hill for her 3. Oh, another rim banger there, unfortunately.
Just off the front of the cage, just short.
Rachel's going to have to deal with some awkward footing here on the hill, but shouldn't be a problem. That disc almost popped out there for a second.
Almost hit the pole and came back out.
Right. So there, Dena's going to take a bogey, so we're going to have Rachel gaining a stroke on the other competitors. The hole 6 is a par 3. It is 183 feet, mostly tightly wooded, I'd say. It is in the A position here, and I just have to say it's really guarded.
It's a fun little hole, a little slight Annie turnover flex with a putter or mid-range. Should get you close to the basket.
Now, how was your card playing at this point? How were you?
So I was feeling pretty good at this point. I was playing just under par in my round, headed into this hole. I think I was 2 down on the round coming into the 6th hole. So I think at this point I'd caught Dena.
Okay, nice. So, unfortunately, Kristy's going to catch an early tree there. So very tight on the second card as well. We'll see what you guys are up to here in a moment, as I caught some drives on hole 7 from you. But Dena's going to give a nice sidearm up. Oh, I niced her.
You niced her.
I niced her. That was my fault.
It's a tricky little hole. If you got to make that first gap, and then you got to hold the anhyzer for just long enough before you finish out right towards the basket.
And Kristy with a beautiful upshot.
That was a great recovery shot.
Rachel here from about 70 feet. Oh no.
A little bit of grip lock. It was really humid out there. So discs are definitely a little sticky on the hand.
Yeah, that's to keep your hands dry is very important on a day like that. And Rachel here is long of the basket here again. I'd say she's just outside the circle. And oh no, again, here the disc going right of the basket, and now she's behind some trees.
Circle's edge behind some trees. What a frustrating hole.
Yeah.
You're feeling pretty good. And it's really at this point, there's not much you can do.
She's going to choose a very tight line here, too, through those trees, and she'll be up near the basket now. Kristy, this should be for her par. And great par there by Kristy.
It's a great par save from her tee shot.
Unfortunately, a double bogey there for Rachel, and Dena with a bogey. So Kristy gaining a stroke on Dena, and also Rachel, 2 strokes.
So this is hole 7. This is the longest hole of the course. It's par 5, over 1,000 feet, 1,026 feet to the A pin, and dense footage, foliage to the left and the right. So this is me throwing. I'm just hoping to get it out there, flex a little, high-speed driver out, and let it finish right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
So I was really happy with that. We had a long backup on this hole, so it's always good to just have a nice little get something out there hole.
Susan giving it a good rip there as well. And Lori Merriman up here. I think she's going to play a little bit different of a line, real low to the ground. It fades out. You really can't see it there in the shot, but she had a great drive on that.
It was
shot.
a crush. So it's a, once you crest that area there, it's a pretty significant downhill. So Kristy's, probably right at the edge of that forest. Hopefully she finished out of it, because if you're in it, it's really challenging to get out of that rough.
And it looks like Dena's throwing a little bit of a hyzer there. It's kind of going long into the left there, so we'll see how that goes.
See how Rachel bounces back after a really frustrating double bogey on the previous hole. There's nothing worse than a bad hole and having to sit and wait before you can drive.
Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately that is going straight into the woods. That is some dense foliage too, as you can see here. We were unable to retrieve her disc, unfortunately, so she decided to go back and play the hole over again here with a stroke penalty.
So this is her throwing 3.
Yes. And she's going to play a little bit more to the left side there.
Definitely a little more conservative with her shot.
I think that was one of her favorite discs too, unfortunately.
A lot of lost discs out into that. I lost a disc on my second shot on this hole into that same forest.
Dena playing out to the right, just getting close to those trees. Thankfully, we had some spotters out there. Shout out to all the volunteers that came out and spotted for us. It was great. And Kristy playing right down that center with a Renegade. She's going Renegade, Renegade. She just switches up the Renegades whenever she does this.
And here's Rachel with her 4th shot. See what she's able to come up with. That tailwind is making everything finish a little bit more left. Pushes it out there, fighting that right edge, and finishes right in the middle of the fairway. That's sort of where you want to be on your shot. It's a great place to finish.
Even though this hole is a par 5, the average par for the FPO is 5.7 for this hole.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't surprise me. It's a long hole, and you've got that dense forest left and right. And Dena with a great drive to finish. You want to finish left up towards the basket. Where Kristy is great. It's flat footing, gives you a decent look at the basket. Looks like she's
down there
finishing a little left, but still should have a good wide open look.
And Rachel's right in the middle of the fairway here. The fairway is a little rough right now, but she was able to get some great footing and a great rip on that disc. Still going to be real shy of the basket there, though. You can just see how long this hole is.
Yeah, it really takes, I think it's reachable for some of us to have a chance at a 4, but it really takes 3 perfect drives to give us a chance at a long look for a 4.
Yeah. And Dena with a great rip. She's going to be up there just outside putting range. Kristy looks like she's going to have a hyzer back towards the basket. Wow.
She is parked. that is a great, she played this hole really well.
Excellently played. And Rachel here looks like she's kind of in an in-between distance here. We go for what looks like a putter there. And she's just a little shy still,
looks like
I
that
think.
tailwind knocked it down pretty quick.
And Dena here from outside the circle. Giving it a good run. Oh,
that's 3 in a row.
She's hitting metal. It's kind of frustrating, but she's so close. And unfortunately, Rachel's going to take a triple bogey. Kristy will take a par, great par, and Dena's going to take a bogey. So that's about average for this hole. Hole 8 is a par 4. It is 315 feet, tightly wooded there, and it's really tough to see on the map there, but this is a very tightly wooded hole.
It's short for a par 4, but it's very wooded, and you really have to play an approach shot, pick your landing zone, and give yourself a look to make an upshot to get a chance at a 3. You got sort of 2 alleys to choose from, both of which require a nice touch turnover shot to hit.
And special thanks to Gary for sending us some of the stats from the event. This one averaged out for FPO as a 3.9 par, so few people were able to birdie it.
I birdied it the first round, parred it the second round. It's a challenging hole. And Rachel piped up a great shot.
Wow.
That's exactly what you want to do. Just give yourself a hopeful look at the basket to see if you can't get up for your 3.
And Dena's a little bit to the right here. She needs to get up the gap you see on the left-hand side. So she's going to be trying to play a flex shot here out to the right. Oh, unfortunately going to clip a tree. She'll be out in better footing there as well. So
a little bit of a clearer sort of hyzer look back up at the basket from this angle. This is one of those holes where if you miss that initial gap, it's going to be tough to get up and down for your 4.
And Kristy with a great drive there. Her second shot sneaking up through some trees with a great skip.
Backdoor, she'll have a look at a putt.
Yeah, actually, she's right behind a V-shaped tree, unfortunately. So we'll see what she's able to do with here. But Rachel, her shot, playing it straight. Unfortunately, probably a little bit lower than she wanted.
I think that's a new shot for her game. Really trying to do that touch, turnover putter shot. And Dena just trying to get off this hole at this point. This is one of those holes that will get to you very quick. So Rachel's got a little bit of a jump putt at it. It looks like she's lining up. We'll see what she does.
Yeah, she's
Great
going to
shot.
get up there, yeah. And here's Kristy between these 2 trees, nailing a putt.
That is a great putt, hitting a really tough gap, and she played the hole perfectly for her 3.
Absolutely.
So we got 2, a par, a birdie, and a bogey.
Yeah. It is a very tough hole, in my opinion. Hole 9's a par 4. It is 426 feet. You kind of play out towards the field. You do have the road as an OB past the basket, but it really doesn't come into play that often, I don't think.
Yeah, right. You really want to hit this first gap off the tee and get out into that field to give yourself a good look, a good hyzer shot towards the basket.
Kristy playing that wind real nice with her Renegade, and she's going to be out to the right.
That's a great turnover shot. If you've got that to play through that gap and you're comfortable, it's a wonderful gap to hit. A lot of folks are also throwing 4-hands off the tee.
Average par for this hole is 4. So it plays as a true par 4.
You see Rachel didn't make that first gap, gets stuck behind that tree, and it's going to be tough for her to get up and down for her 4.
Dena's going to play out into the field, which is not a bad idea. It leaves you a little bit long of a second shot, but you're at least clear and you don't have any trees around you.
It really opens up that big hyzer shot, especially in this wind, to really get a chance at the basket if you play it out towards the field more. And Rachel looks to be lining up a big standstill turnover shot, probably just trying to get out and into the open. So she can ride that wind a little bit to get a little bit of forward progress here.
And she's going to get a little bit of a roll out. It's going to be very safe. She's going to be able to get a rip out of it, as Dena does here as well.
It's a great approach shot. Should be fading right at the basket.
Yeah.
She's probably circles edge from there,
Yeah.
I would guess.
And Rachel for her third shot.
Looks like she's going, what is that, a mid-range?
And it looks like maybe a mid-range there. Can't tell. But it's going to come out.
Left and short.
Yeah.
Kristy, who played that drive so well, just playing a nice little hyzer,
Oh,
skips
yeah.
right up towards the basket.
Right.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, Dena still real long in the basket actually there, and gonna pitch up towards the basket. Rachel, the wind's kind of shifting around Rachel here, so she's switching up her disc choices. She's gonna give this a good run, I believe. Unfortunately, that wind just knocking her disc down again.
It's a great bird for Kristy. This is a tough stretch of holes coming up. You know, really demanding hit that first gap hole, and if you don't, you're going to struggle to get up and down for your par. And the wind's picking up on these wide open holes, which makes your approach and your putt just that much more tricky.
Absolutely. And that's right. This is the part where Rachel, she got a little banana on her hands. So.
Yeah, she was talking about banana hands and trying to keep her hands free from being sticky. She grabbed the banana instead of her little bag there, and she was all excited about banana hands.
Shout out to everybody who donated food for us at the event. It's great. So hole 10's a par 3. It is 219 feet. And the road is OB, so you really want to play to the right there.
It's a tricky little shot. So the wind is pushing everything down and to the right very quickly. So your putter Anheuser shot looks like what Kristy's putting up here. It's going to get down real quick. So, but she's turned that really well, and that's going to finish nice and smooth towards the basket. Looks like Dena's lining up a little forehand shot, which is the safer of the two shots. I think maybe get the skip up off the road and have it fade back towards the basket.
Dena playing that nice sidearm shot. A little long in the basket there. We'll see if she has a chance at that too.
Like Rachel's trying to go for a little bit more of a straight at it shot. A little bit of low branches there as you try to take that shot.
Rachel playing a nice Anheuser, coming out. And yeah, that's fantastic. That's probably 8 feet from the basket.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Dena's still a little bit ways to go here outside the circle. Oh, right off the bottom of that cage again.
She's had so many close putts.
Oh, and Kristy there too now.
And she's having a really solid round. Wind picking up a little bit for us here.
Rachel's trusting her wizards here, so that's her purple wizard for bird. Great bird.
She's really excited to get back on the birdie train after a lot of really frustrating holes for her.
Yeah, because you're looking at now, she's got a 2-stroke lead on Kristy, and she doesn't know where you and Lori are at this point. So we're going on to hole number 11. It's a par 3. And here's another tightly wooded shot. It really plays kind of dog leg right there.
Yeah, it's a challenging hole. So you're trying to a little Anheuser flex there through that first gap and have it slowly fade back towards the basket. Really difficult, challenging lines. I had trouble figuring out this shot. It looks like they're stretching the back of that tee box there to look at it, and looks like she's going to go a little bit more up towards the middle.
Yeah, and this hole did finish with an average of a 3.8 par, so you are dealing with a very tightly wooded and difficult hole here.
And if you don't make these first gaps and you kick off a tree left towards that road, it's really difficult to get back out into the fairway.
Kristy with oh no, unfortunately she's going to hit a tree as well.
She had the line a little high and she caught those branches that are up higher.
Dena's got a shot lined up here. Looks like she's going to go a little maybe more right here.
Looks like she's lining up a flex shot with her driver.
Oh yeah, that's a sidewinder there in her hand. She's going to play, unfortunately I clip a tree. She was a little bit more right. There is a little gap down that way. For her second shot here, she's going to throw that sidewinder again. Going to squeak. Oh no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately going to hit another tree.
It's probably the most tightly wooded hole on the course. That makes it extremely difficult if you don't hit your line.
Wow, and Kristy just thrown up there for her too. Nice and easy.
Fantastic recovery shot.
And you don't see it here, but the water pump is in this way
Yep.
too.
So right in the middle of the fairway is an old water pump that makes it, even thinking of like a low hard shot to skip up, you got to really think about where that pump is.
Rachel's. Oh, unfortunately, this is where I missed Dena's shot because I was Rachel was lining up, and I think Dena threw at this point, so they're laughing about that. But got Rachel with a great throw there. She'll be up that way. Dena putting in for her bogey. Rachel clear some foliage out of the way. And we're getting into the cicada part of the course as well.
Yeah, I live in the city. I've never really heard cicadas before. So it was interesting how loud they are in terms of a distraction on the course, and then also just dealing with bugs flying in your face.
Yeah.
These big winged guys, they don't care that you're there, so they were, dive bombing in your putts and made it an extra challenge on the course today.
And hole 12 is a par 3. It's 228 feet. You got the OB right on the roadway there. And this is right where, this is where the cicadas start coming out. It is cicada season here in Ohio. And like Maria was saying, they are annoying little buggers. We have Kristy thrown up here as well. Great shot.
It's a really low ceiling, so it's tough to get the height that you need for a good full turnover shot. You see Dena struggle to keep that line as low as that ceiling is to get it down towards the basket.
Yeah, I've never actually encountered a hole with that low of a ceiling for that long.
I really pushed the low hard forehand up to give myself a look at this basket.
And a beautiful upshot there by Rachel. She should have a putt.
And Dena's lining up a little backhand shot here.
She has to get around that tree, unfortunately, with that being in her way. Makes it a little bit tough, but Kristy with the great drive, she's just got to get it around that tree and maybe just a little short there.
It's a challenging hole, and there we have it, the cicadas.
They are everywhere, folks.
They are loud, they're in your face, and kind of crunchy under your feet.
Yeah,
which was not fun.
And we'll have Rachel pitching for her par.
So yeah, this was a great course. I really liked it. It was my first time playing the course, and it's a great little course. I'm looking forward to see how it grows and changes and develops.
Absolutely. And with hole 13 being a par 3, it's 255 feet. This you actually have to play around the cabin. The cabin is OB, in or around is OB. So
it's a great little hyzer shot. You want to throw it right of that little tree and have it finish up towards the basket. Fun fact on this hole, I learned a new thing. There were some snakes on this hole.
Ah, yes.
And first round, Dena's disc landed, 2 feet shy of a snake.
Yeah.
So we had to text the tournament director, Gary, and say, "What's the ruling for when a snake's in your lie?" So it is. You do take casual relief with no penalty.
Yes.
So for those of you wondering if you ever encounter a snake, that's a great shot from Rachel.
Wow. Yeah. And I will say that there have been a lot of snake sightings on this course from me personally. And actually a snapping turtle. I saw a snapping turtle as well.
A lot of nature today.
Yes.
So Kristy finished a little hard left. Looks like Dena's got a great little shot.
Ooh, she's
A
gonna
little
tombstone.
short, but she should have a look. Definitely can get up and down. Long look for it too.
Dena giving that a jump putt. Going to be right underneath the basket. Kristy here went long of the basket, way long, unfortunately, and right height, unfortunately, just a little right of the basket.
Rachel can pick up another stroke here.
That's right. Now she's got to feel a little bit more comfortable. She's got another stroke there on Kristy. And so with that 3-stroke lead now, we'll see where things go. On to hole 14, it's a par 3, 222 feet. And this one does play around that cabin, coming back the other way into a tightly wooded, guarded basket.
Yeah, you really want to just throw the hyzer up to the right, have it crash into the trees. The 2-meter rule isn't in effect. So really, if you put it up there, crash into those trees and just hope it falls down inside the circle.
Ooh, and Rachel with a great rip there.
That's a great shot. Played it exactly how you sort of want to. Finished a little left, but she should have a good look at a putt.
Kristy, yeah, that's going to play good. Hopefully that got a good skip. We'll see how close she is there. Dena.
Looks like she left it a little short and left, so she's going to have a little bit of a longer look. And playing with that tree. It's really the one place you don't want to be, and unfortunately she got out of it, so she's stretching out around it. Let's see what she could do.
Oh, and she's going to clip that branch that's just leaning sideways there. Kristy from the outside the circle. Fantastic birdie.
That's a huge putt for
Yeah.
Kristy, trying to keep pace with Rachel to see if she can't make a move over these last 4 holes.
Oh no, and Rachel is going to miss left there on the basket. Dena grabbing her putt. She has a nice lofty putt.
When she misses, she's usually, within a little toss-in range with that loft putt. With Rachel, she sort of zooms by when she misses.
Rachel banging out that par. Unfortunately, that means that she's going to lose a stroke there to Kristy on that hole. So it's a 2-stroke lead there for Rachel. And hole 15 is not an easy one. It is a par 5. It is 618 feet, and it is tightly wooded.
Yeah, you've got that OB all along the left to separate the 2 fairways there, and Kristy's played a remarkable shot that's right in the middle. Gives her a good chance to make a great second shot to give her a chance at a 4.
And to tell you how difficult this hole is, the average par for it is 5.8. It is the most difficult, judging by average par, it's the most difficult hole on the course.
I was excited to pick up the 4 in the second round on this hole.
Oh no.
Looks like Rachel's finishing left. She might be out of bounds right there.
Yeah, you do have OB on that left-hand side and a Mando, so looks like she's made it past the Mando though. We'll see where her disc lies. And Dena's heading over there too. I think they're both shy of the OB. So
actually a great place to finish if you can stay out of that OB. It gives you a little bit more room to work with in terms of the second shot than if you finish too far right.
Rachel's shot looks like it's got to get down. It's got to get down. Yeah, she's fine there. The OB. Oh no, this is right. That's right. She got a cramp in her leg here during that throw, and
it was really hot and really humid. So thankfully we had a lot of bananas to help with the cramping on the course.
Yeah. If you ever have problems with cramping, you want to hydrate. You want to replenish your electrolytes. Sodium helps with that. If you have anything salty.
I brought extra pickles on the course for that second round.
Pickles are, my fiance loves to take pickles whenever we play disc golf. It's a really good snack. And Dena's gonna play with those trees. Looks like the disc is gonna stay straight though. And we'll see where she is here in a moment.
Looks like Rachel's lining up the forehand, trying to, because this hole finishes out into the right. So you really want to try to get it up into the little alcove where the basket is.
And Rachel's shot is flexing back. Yeah, that's right where you want to be, is right down in that area. Kristy, unfortunately, is going to be in the woods. She's going to clip a tree here, and she's still going to be in those woods.
Looks like Dena finished short of where she wanted. So she's pitching up into that,
Oh, I think she's past
past
the basket
So
here.
she's deep right there.
Yeah. And Kristy now playing out so that she can see the basket.
You don't want to be in those woods. If you get in those woods, you just got to pitch out and
Yeah.
take your medicine.
And there she is behind a tree. She
And it's
should have an easy putt.
Yeah, it's a bit of a death putt if you're short. There is a little bit of a drop off behind the basket.
As you see, Dena, she's playing up from that area, giving this a great, oh, just a little high there, but she should have that next putt, no problem.
Rachel had a great approach shot, come up just short of the basket. Little bit of a drop off there, so let's see how she handles this 15-footer.
Oh no!
You can sort of tell that was looming behind her head,
Yeah.
just off the front of the cage. Kristy saving a bogey. That's a great save, considering she was in the woods.
Dena with the bogey as well. And Rachel taking a par.
She really picks up another stroke, gives herself some insurance headed in these last couple of holes.
The next hole being hole 16, it's a par 3. It is 201 feet. You have a another tightly wooded course. I wouldn't say this is as tightly wooded as the other holes, though.
No, there's definitely several options here to get to the basket. I played the big high hyzer to the right and have it finish left, but there's also a couple of gaps straight up the middle if you want to try to push it through the middle.
Rachel's going to play right up that middle. Going to be shy, though.
And for her, she's really just trying to par out at this point.
Kristy, however, playing a nice high hyzer.
The hyzer is the line if you want a chance for the birdie. You really got to play that high hyzer line.
Yeah, I think so. Dena as well playing that high hyzer. Should get a good lie there.
The both of them are probably just outside of the circle. And here's Rachel, who's probably about 60, 70 feet out at this point. And give it a good run.
Yeah, shoot. I know she wished she would have saw that hyzer line.
Right.
You know, and here you have Kristy with a nice bird, fantastic bird, and Dena with a great lie. All right.
That hyzer really sets you up well for the birdie.
Yeah.
It's really the safest way to get down there. I'm surprised Rachel didn't see it because she has a cannon, and there's no reason why she couldn't have reached this.
And I gotta say, if you hear bells in the background whenever the girls are walking between courses, that's something Rachel has on her cart. She said, I asked her, like, what is that for? She said it's just an Ohio women's disc golf thing.
The birdie bell.
Okay, there you go. It's hole 17. It's a par 4. It's 471 feet.
This is a good little hole here. It's coming back up towards that covered bridge, so you got to keep the OB left, and then you do have a Mando right at the end of that. So Kristy's really going to challenge that with a nice turnover flex shot, and that should set her up for a nice easy hyzer up towards the basket. So this is a long hole that finishes uphill. Really tricky to get the 3 on this hole just because of the length and the uphill nature of it.
And it looks like the air just dropped out from underneath Dena's disc there, unfortunately.
Let's see what Rachel does to see if she can't keep pace with Kristy to make sure that she keeps that 2-stroke lead with 2 to go.
She's going to play a little bit more to the right. This should come back. Yeah.
Right in the center. That's really the safe way to go. You don't have to worry about making that Mando from that side. And here's Dena looking for good footing. Playing it short, playing for the par.
Yeah.
At this point, she's probably wondering where the second card is, seeing if she's going to hold on to that 3rd place finish. That was the last cash for the round. And Kristy with a great shot, coming up probably 20 feet short, but that's really a fantastic fantastic way to play this hole.
And Rachel here have a nice wide open shot at it. She asked me, how long is that? I said, probably about 250 feet. And then she just throws this beautiful shot right up to the basket.
That's really a wonderful shot. Both her and Kristy played this hole really well. Dena just laying up for her 4, with Kristy and Rachel getting a chance at 2s. Oh, just off the basket there. And here's Rachel. She's got to be thinking this is hers now. If she sinks this putt, that the tournament is really hers at this point.
Oh, just a little low there.
A little bit of frustration with it, but we'll see 2 pars and a bogey here. Oh, 3 pars.
Yes, yeah. As long as she makes this. There we go. And we'll go ahead and move on to hole number 18. It's a par 4. It is 429 feet. You do have the OB road, and the basket is on an island. Yeah,
this is really like your drive you want to set up to have a really good chance to get a nice easy hyzer up onto the island. It's a tricky second shot, especially this wind. So you're going to have a right to left crosswind that in that approach shot is going to be pushing all of the discs towards that OB left on that island.
Kristy playing a nice flex shot with her Renegade out to the right there. Dena playing a nice little hyzer up, and that should give her set her up for a nice second shot.
So Rachel's thinking, just get it in.
And if she's playing a nice flex shot, her disc is going nice and long.
Yeah, she crushed that. So she really put herself in for a nice easy approach there.
And Dena, a very nice second shot, getting up to the island perfectly.
Left herself with a little bit of a long shot there, but you're really like aiming at that flagpole and just hoping to finish left.
Kristy's playing a skip shot up towards the basket. She should be inside the circle.
That's a great drive from Rachel. She really set herself up well for this approach shot.
Just has to play it up nice and easy towards the basket. Giving that a rip. You play the skip off the road and onto the island. She should have an easy putt from there. And Dena here from outside the circle, or just circle's edge here. Give that a good run for her final shot of the day. Great bird as the audience claps.
That is a tremendous birdie, a huge birdie in what it would turn out to be. No spoilers, but we did tie for third.
Wow.
So if she needed that birdie to tie me for a share of third place.
Wow. So Kristy going to take a bird as well. Great finish for her. And here we have the champ putting in for her bird.
So Rachel played 2 really solid rounds of golf. She shot a lights out 57 in the first round.
Yeah, that's what really.
She was, just ran away with it in the first round, made it really difficult to come back in the second round for any of us. But this was her victory from start to finish, and kudos to her for playing up from the AM side into the open division and really taking a strong victory for her.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, this is her first time getting cash too, so she's pro.
Yeah, so we had a good purse. The sponsors added in $1,000 cash that was split into the open purse. So we had good payout in the division. So for her, it was hard to turn away that money. So I don't blame her, and I think she's ready to play with the local open folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wish her the best of luck. Wish all of our players the best of luck. And we want to thank you again for joining us. We want to thank It's Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf LLC for sponsoring our coverage of the event. Fantastic stuff that they're doing. Gary is not only providing disc golf instruction, but also course maintenance, course design. And we have some great Gary design courses, Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf design courses coming up, opening soon here in our area. One we're talking about lately is North Boundary Park, which is the longest course that I have ever played in my life. And it's going to be something very special. So definitely check out Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf LLC if you are looking to design a course, or if you need disc golf instruction. Anything else you want to say before you go?
No, I want to just say thanks to Gary for putting on a great tournament, and the folks at the Scenic Vista and their beautiful course. Congratulations on your first ever tournament. Well staffed, great volunteers, good food, plenty of water. Like, they really put on a good show, and they really treated the women awesome. It feels good to have, 2 full cards for us to play with. Good payouts, and so thanks to everybody for watching and for tuning in, and thanks Disc Golf Examiner for having me on.
Yeah.
And thanks for the one shot of me. I'll have to play harder next time to get on a lead card.
That's right. We'll look forward to it, Maria. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Disc Golf Examiner. So until next time, guys, keep banging those chains.
Bang, bang.